Just wait a second. Just a thought here. A lot of the hosts now say that. Are you ready? It's like they're trying to get you pumped, right? They're like, yeah, you ready for this? Are you ready for the show? I mean, I like it, but at the same time, it's like, I gotta figure out something else. You know, maybe I should put a post up on my page. I gotta figure out a new slogan. Because a lot of people use that, right? Maybe you can help me figure out something new. Right? Am I right? Should I say aloha, hi guy? Aloha, ready. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyway, here we go, guys. That is a very good question, Pammy. But you know what? People like to relax. They're probably just getting home. But anyway, guys, what is up? So, it is Thursday, July 24th, 2014. Welcome to episode 37 of Cirrus of Passage. 37! What the heck? So anyway, I'm so psyched tonight. Guys, I'm going to have me and Courtney coming in from eVapesOK tonight. And obviously, you know, you guys know her from Friday night. She does show 8 to 10 with Chelsea, who just broadcasted with Chris, like right before I came on. And Rhino, who was in the room before, but he had to leave, I guess, to go on his hot day tonight. Because people have lives, and it's all understandable. You know, some people have to run and do other things besides vaping, even though, let's face it, guys, each and every one of us in this room, we love vaping. I love vaping. Hey, Suzanne, how are you? I mean, you got it. Hey, Mama Bear. So anyway, I'm waiting for Courtney to come on, and while I'm waiting for her to come on, you know, well, let's talk a little bit more about, like, you know, what has been going on with me. Like I said before I started the quote-unquote recording part of this show, you know, there's definitely changes happening. I'm going to be out of town this weekend, so it's a lot for me to do between tonight and this weekend. And I still have to talk to a couple of people how this weekend's going to unfold, but eventually I'm going to wound up in Indy. And for people who don't live in India and who don't understand it, like, India is in Indianapolis, the capital, because my brother lives out there and his family. And I'm going to spend a couple days with them and pretty much gift my nephew a pretty awesome gift. I mean, I think this is going to cover his it's going to cover his graduation gift when he graduates from high school next summer. Well, yeah. But anyway, oh, I'm hearing the ding. I'm guessing. Hey, Courtney, are you there?
Hello. Yes, I am.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right. Well, hold on. Let's just get into the screen. Hold on a second here. Let me just get into this screen here. All right, hold on. She's gonna pop in just a second, guys. Ah, there she is. How are you?
How are you doing tonight?
I'm all right. I figure I ran around a lot today. I'm guessing, yeah, you were busy all day while I was messaging you. So you've been around. Are you
Yeah,
are you still at work? I don't know if you're still at work or not.
I'm at home, and I have to apologize because I am actually at home, but I'm on my iPad, so I'm not able to see chat or anything this evening. So I apologize for that. But yes, I've been running around like crazy. It's been good though. It's been a good day.
Oops, I'm covering your face. My bad. So anyway, I'm gonna while we're talking, I'm gonna be putting links in the room so people know where to go. And you know what? Hey, everybody who's a viewer nowhere knows you from like you do a Friday night show with Rhino and Chelsea. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Serious Trouble. You know, with CCR. Obviously, you
Yep.
had a name prior to that, but this name's a little bit better. I remember when you guys were brainstorming, trying to figure out the name of your new show. But I like it this way. I mean, it's cool. I mean, definitely, you know, it works better. I
I
supposedly,
think it fits all of our personalities. I think that the show has kind of evolved since we first started, and since Ryan first started by himself, and then it was
right?
me and Ryan, and Chelsea came on, and it's been a blast. We've had a great time, and so when things change a little bit, we kind of changed a little bit and moved the name over, and we're having a good time.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, I try to catch your shows. I mean, some nights I'm out, but when I'm home, I'll sit there and I catch it. And I'm telling you, the way you guys interact, ridiculous, ridiculous. If there's anybody in this room that hasn't seen their show on Friday night, I'm serious as a heart attack. You really have to check them out. They're ridiculously hilarious, but they have a serious side too. Because Rhino always kicks in with a lot of advocacy during the show. Believe it or not, he does. So there is definite
Yes.
content going on every week. You know.
We do. We have a good time, and I think it helps because we've known each other for a while and hung out in person several times. We've gone to a lot of vape shows together. We've worked shows together. We've been very involved in the communities together. We talk on the phone, on a weekly basis or through Facebook
Right.
or so it helps, I think, with the dynamic of all three of us because we've had that interaction outside of the show too and have that relationship. So we have a good time. We try. We hope everybody likes it.
Right. Anyway, let me just tell you about some of the love you're receiving in chat since you can't see it.
Oh,
Celtic's loving on you. He said he can't wait to see you at Palooza. Let's see. Let's see. I'm scrolling up. Uh, whoa, Avi's daddy. What the what?
you all be
Suzanne's saying that you have a nice smile. D Millen saying hello. Mally Vapor-related is saying aloha, Courtney. Bada bing.
Aloha.
Yeah. Let's see. Dawn's Folly's in here, saying hi to you. She's calling me Rich. Everybody calls me Rich now. I hate Elf. Elf started that. So, but anyway, you know what? We're not completely here to talk about show, although it's definitely a part of your involvement in the community. The reason why I wanted to bring in, obviously, is because you're not just a vapor. You're also involved in the vaping industry. But let's just go back a little bit, and I'd like to say that almost everybody that started vaping because they transitioned from smoking.
Yes.
Assuming that you're a smoker, I mean, like, when did you start smoking, and how long did you smoke, and what was your testimonial on how
Sure.
you transitioned to vaping?
I'd love to share that. I started smoking tobacco cigarettes when I was, steadily. I tried it my first trying of it was 15, but I started smoking at 16.
Right.
And I'm 32 now. I started vaping, 2 years ago. It took me a couple months to transition. into vaping. I didn't really want to stop smoking. So I started vaping and I cut my cigarettes back, and it took me, 4 months to completely convert. I loved smoking so much. It was terrible. Like I have 2 children, and I did quit smoking through both pregnancies. But I've also, at the age of 25, had a lung surgery, and had about half of my right lung removed.
What?
So,
whoa.
Yeah, I've gone through a lot of interesting things in my life that you would think would deter you from smoking. I mean, you quit throughout your pregnancy. I quit for like a year and a half. So you think, why do you start smoking again? Well, it's one of those things, I think, that it was part of my life. It was something I could control. It was something that I thought was only affecting me. So I said, screw everybody else. You know, I'm not going to do the patch. I've tried everything to quit afterwards, and I said, screw it. So when I was introduced to vaping, I had the basic starter kit that doesn't even exist now, I don't think.
Is it like 401 or something like that?
It had like the metal cone, and then you had the plastic thing in there with the flat tip, and you had to like pry open the cap with your teeth and put the little drops, and you could only get maybe a half mil to a mil in there.
Oh, God!
Fit in the metal thing, and then you screw it on. It was terrible, and you get juice in your mouth, and it leaked constantly. But you know what? It worked. It worked. So when people say it's leaking, I'm like, that's not leaking. That's nothing. But no, really, it did. It helped me quit. And ever since then, you know, I started vaping 100%. I had to tell my friends about it. Everybody that was smoking that I knew about vaping, and I got them on starter kits or whatever, and
right.
Local stores, and did all that. And then, you want me to continue, or?
Oh, no, keep going. This is great. No, because you, like, first of all, you blew away half the room when you told them about your surgery. There's some people still reeling off of that, because you would think that something like that would just totally deter, but here you go. This shows how strong of an addiction this is. It really is.
It really is. And I will honestly say that is the worst. I would rather have, like, triplets with no epidural than go through a lung surgery again. I'm not even kidding you. It was awful. It was probably the worst thing I've ever been through personally, pain-wise, emotional. The whole 9 yards. It was not good at all. And I went back to smoking. And, you know, after telling all my friends about it and getting involved in learning and researching everything about it that I could, I decided to open up a vape store.
Right.
I opened one in Oklahoma City, named it eVapesOK. I don't know if y'all can see my shirt.
Yay, we see it.
eVapesOK.
I have you all set up. Like, I have your logo above your screen. I have your name in script underneath you. I got you totally set up. So.
You do. Awesome. Thank you. So everybody knows who I am. So I did. I opened up my vape store.
Right.
I started researching on how to make liquids and what was safe and what was considered industry standard, and why, and what's in the flavorings that we're using, what's in the VG, what type of nic, what kinds are out there. And you know, I started developing stuff at home for myself, and then I built a lab out and a clean room to store it in, and started developing our e-liquids. And so now I have my house blend, as it's called now, your baseline type e-liquid that I sold in the store. And then, you know, I wanted something that was higher VG, something a little smoother, thicker for dripping, since I got into dripping. So as y'all can see, the Copper by Scott Carson with my Patriot.
Right.
So I developed eVape's premium line. I get a lot of questions on what's premium and what's not. I feel like there's different aspects of that, and everybody, you know, has different viewpoints. But to me, this is my premium e-liquid. So here's the label on the bottle.
Yeah, the new labels are really nice. I mean, like,
thank you.
when I bought my 47 and 22, I still have like I mean, the glass. I mean, the bottles are the same. I mean, when you're getting a bottle of your premium line, your bottles are unique in this industry. Like, people will know right away. Okay, that's Courtney's shoes.
Yeah. It definitely stands out. When I was looking for the packaging and the photos and things like that, I think all of us are artistic to a point, and I wanted to bring out a look that I was passionate about, that was classy but sexy, that had an edge to it, a little modern, but with a classic look to it. So,
well, people are sad that the 22 went away very quickly.
Do what?
Wait, the 22 isn't available anymore? Wait.
Yeah, it is.
Hi, guy. Yeah. The 22 didn't go away. It's there.
Yes, we still have 22. We have the 3 numbers, number 22, number 47, and number 84.
Yeah, 84 actually gave that to Big Willie when I saw him in a meet in Indiana. So he got that one, but I have the other 2.
So you have the vintage labels.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, there's not much left in these 2. I'm gonna have to get some soon. I have maybe because what I do is when I tank them, I always mix the 47 and 22 every time, and like I make sure it goes in it because I got these in 12 milligrams Nick. So you
like the unreleased flavor?
Yeah,
the number.
Yeah, I like it. You know the thing is though, I think that it's cool. You know, like when I remember I did a review for it, a couple months ago, and I was just excited by it. It was probably my longest e-juice review for like 2 flavors, and but I really wanted to like stipulate like how like amazing, like I was just like, wow, it's like there's a little secret if you get these 2, and like I think initially you didn't even know that this was going to be the reaction, did you?
I didn't, and I didn't develop the flavors to go together at all. And I think that's what's amazing about the community itself and the consumers, because they get these flavors and they start dripping them together, or they'll put a couple in a tank, or by accident they'll have just a little bit left and go ahead and put something else on top of it. And it ends up tasting amazing, and they develop their own type of flavor mixture. And I think that's monumental actually to the consumer, because that's how pretty much number 69 came about, because that I didn't even intend. The numbers are significant to me on a personal level, so It wasn't like it was intended to actually mix together and make that number. So I have to give props to the customers out there for doing that for me.
Actually the person that I heard it from first was Al. We were in a hangout, I think, one night. He's like, yo, do you have these 2 flavors? I'm like, I do. He's like, mix it together. I was like, huh? He's like, mix it together. You never mixed it together? Dude, where have you been? I was like, I don't know. So I remember I mixed them together for the first time that night in that hangout. I was like, holy crap. It's like, see, I was like, now add it up. Add 22 and 47. What do you have? I was like, what the hell? I was like, so we're sitting in this hangout like, there's a conspiracy. There is a conspiracy to this. It's like, she wanted people to know, like, so like, but I guess the truth is out. You didn't mean for it to happen. But you know what? It's a funny coincidence.
It would have been brilliant if I did, but I didn't.
It really is a funny coincidence. And let me tell you, like, it goes to show, like I said, like you were saying, it goes to show how influential the community can be when it comes to, like, not just yourself, but other vendors as well. Because in the end, I'm sure as a vendor, you want to come out with the best products you possibly can. And at the same time, you want to please them also. I mean, because, heck, this is like a labor of love for you, is it not?
Absolutely. And I'm doing it for them. So if they're like, if I get a bunch of people saying, oh my gosh, this or that or the other, then, you heed that advice and you take it very seriously, because that's what we're doing it for. Yes, I'm doing it for myself because I like to vape them, but I'm also doing it for, the customers out there that love it and are passionate just as much as I am. So, you want to make something special for them, and for them to, give you that feedback and tell you what they're wanting or what they like or what they don't like. It's always good to hear. Absolutely.
Right. Now, listen, let's delve back a little bit. We talked about this one night in a hangout. We were in a hangout with a bunch of people, but I thought this was kind of interesting on how you started making the rounds to certain vape meets. And I remember specifically you told me that the first vape, like big vape meet you went to was you went to VapeStock last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why you said you went because you wanted to network with other vendors and like learn more about the community at large. I personally don't remember seeing you there, just because I was busy. I was working at a table, and I was setting up the table stuff. But you came as just a spectator. How was your experience with your first big meet that you went to, as opposed to ones you've been to recently? Because let me tell you, I really need to hear these stories because you've been to a lot of meets and conventions this year. A lot.
Yes. So that's a great question, and I'm glad you asked because the first meet that I went to was VapeStock in Florida.
Right.
And I didn't really go with expectations. You know, I've been to local vape meets before where it's a bunch of friends, you know, and everything we gather together, we eat, we drink, we vape, we talk about stuff, we do giveaways. So I didn't really know what to expect. And I took my manager with me and one of my best friends. I went to high school with him, and great guy. So, you know, we hop on a plane and we go out there. And I'm excited and I'm stoked to, like, I don't know anybody, so I'm anxious to meet people, and I'm kind of, weird enough, I am kind of shy at first. So I kind of kept to myself for the most part, but they did a pre-party, so it was nice to go and you start meeting people on more of a casual level. You know, we're at this bar, eating food and talking to people, and I got approached by some people to say, hi, what are you vaping on? And everybody was so friendly. But, you know, you still feel kind of out of place, and it was just one of those things. I'm like soaking it all in and looking at all the different devices, and I start talking to people, and as the night goes on, and a couple cocktails later, of course, I'm a little warmed up, and I met Ryan and some of his friends that night. So it was nice to have that before going into the big event. Mm-hmm. So going into the event, I was surprised at how many people were there. It was packed. It was hot. It was hot and humid, but I was still so excited to be there, and I went to every table like 10 times.
Oh, so I definitely ran into you during the course of the day, but I was probably just so absolutely busy.
Hair's knotted up in like with a pin, and I'm like, you know, sweating and trying to get cold towels on me. It was crazy, but you know, it was exciting, and that's what I loved about that meet, is that excitement, that build up, that, you know, meeting new people and seeing all these cool new products that I'd never seen before, and getting wholesale information and bantering back and forth with people. It was amazing. The camaraderie was awesome, and then people inviting you, oh my gosh, tonight we're all going to go out to eat here, let's go, you know, and just having that community there. But also it was business, and you know, you could do both. So I could say that was the excitement was my favorite part of the first meet.
Anyway, just a couple of comments and a couple of questions I want to throw, because there's a lot of people like commenting for you, and I know you can't see chat, but anyway, D Million's talk basically says she loves it when you go around with your laptop and interview vendors at events. I guess, like, I know specifically in recent memory you did that at DC Vape Fest. That was kind of fun. You did a whole show where you're just walking around different tables. So let's see. And Chris, just a local question. He wanted to know if he can get 20. Is it 22 at the store? I think 22. Can you get 22 at the store?
All of them at the store. Yes.
Okay.
And all neck level.
So anyway, continue. I know that you were talking about that, but what I really want to know is, because there are a lot of, like, this year I didn't really go to many events. The only big event I went to this year was Bash, but you've been to pretty much almost all of them. Is there any like particular like events that just this year that really struck like a positive chord with you in terms of like how it was laid out, the vendors that were there, the people that were there, sort of, you know?
There's a couple of them, but they were two totally different events.
Okay.
I would say that I went to one in Chicago that was only for retail. Right.
That was like a couple of weeks after Bash, right?
Yes, it was. It was only wholesale, like retail businesses. Sorry, I'm chatting. Tucker's over here. I'm like, which one was that? Oh yeah, Expo World Vapor event.
Okay,
And
right.
it was and it struck me because it was huge, probably the largest event besides one in Vegas that I've been to. And the way it was laid out was really nice. I got to talk to a lot of people from like AIMSA to SFATA to all different organizations, in addition to a lot of vendors and wholesalers.
Oh, okay. So that was a very good. Basically, that was a really good event for you as a vendor to like do a lot
As a
more
vendor.
networking, right?
Yes, and then I would say my favorite event, which one is that one?
No, probably.
Sorry, I'm trying to remember which ones were.
Well, hell, Tucker, don't be shy, dude. Come at least say hi.
Which one?
It's a toss-up between World Vapor Expo and the after parties and Summit.
Which one was Summit? What was that?
Vegas.
Yeah, that's true. Okay,
We have better
okay.
after parties in Miami.
I can explain this one too. World Vapor Expo, which I heard it got grief, and I don't know why, but
Oh, for the event itself, the one in Miami, correct?
one in Miami. I thought it was really good. The placement of the vendors might have been better if they were intertwined more, because it was kind of divided. I think that a lot of people didn't think there was a lot of traffic. I thought there was, but I thought because the event space was so big and you had such large aisles to walk down, it seemed not as busy, which, like I said before, I kind of like that crowded excitement. I think it builds hype in the room, and I like that, not to a point to where you're, I don't know, like passing out because it's so hot and you can't even look at anything, but a little bit, rubbing shoulders with the person you're walking down with, something like that. But I thought that was a really good event. The after parties were amazing. It was Miami Beach. It was Miami Beach. So we had a.
I know. You're like, do I need to say more? It was Miami Beach.
But probably one of the best events. I would say Vegas would top that one. And it was it Vape Summit in Las Vegas?
Right.
It was interesting layout because they had like 4 or 5 different rooms, and they were all filled with different types of vendors. And then they had, like, you go down this hallway, down to another hallway, and they had this huge stage, and it was their juice room. So the only vendors in there was like hundreds of juice vendors. So you could walk down, you knew going into that room that it was going to be related to eliquid. So eliquid, or there was also G-Plot was in there, and maybe a couple Capella's was in there. So, but each room was kind of different, themed, and different vendors, and you could go, all over the place. And they had cloud competitions, and the environment was really good. The people that were emceeing the event were amazing. It was constantly something going on, and twerking pandas, and it was just really cool. So I would say Vape Summit, because of the difference of layout and how they divided everybody up. It's still intermingled.
So it was definitely like an event that you've never seen before. It's like a new kind of. It was a different, unique layout.
I've seen a smaller version in Texas, which was
Vape Blast, right?
Blast. Yes, because they had a few different rooms and some VIP rooms, but it was much smaller scale. In Vegas, they did it was at the Hard Rock. It was huge, and there was just so many people, and everybody was really friendly, and it was awesome. So I would say that's probably my favorite.
Right, because I remember the first meet that I met you guys at. That was at VaporCon, and
Which one?
the one right in Richmond, Virginia. Virginia.
Yes.
Now remember, I don't know if you remember this. My first impression, I thought you hated my guts. Right?
No, I don't hate anybody.
No, because remember I was talking to you about some of the juice that I bought when I was in Vegas at Vegas Vape Fest, and I guess you misunderstood me and you were pissed at me. And it took Rhino and Joe to calm you down. So the whole rest of the week I was like, dude, I am so afraid of that woman.
I take it wrong. I'm sorry. Well, and that's the thing. It was near the end of the evening. Tell me.
Oh yeah, we were eating Korean barbecue. It was like 9 o'clock at night. Nitro was there. Oh yeah, everybody thought that Nitro wanted to be friendly with you that night. Everybody like that went to Korean barbecue. That is.
Yeah, he gave out massages that evening.
Great.
Yeah, it was a good night, and the food was really good.
Yeah, it was like Heartland Vapes. It was all those guys. It was you,
Yes.
Tucker, Rhino, Joe, Hope, Priscilla, myself. Dude, we were all there. We were all in this huge table.
Apparently, I wasn't cooking my food enough, and it was kind of half raw, and Tucker had to take over, so I didn't make it thick. And
yeah. So anyway, I have to admit, my first was like, oh my god, this lady wants to kill me because she thinks I dissed her juice, and I totally wasn't. But anyway, needless to say,
I'm a little more laid back now, but I do get really protective over it.
Yeah, but like I really, the thing was, we were having so much fun that and there was a lot of noise that night, so there was like 10 different conversations happening at night. Anyway, the end of the story is that it was maybe like a month later in a hangout, and you're in a hangout, I was in a hangout, and I just said, I'm afraid of you. That's basically what I said. You're like, why? Why are you afraid? And I explained it, and we've been kind of cool. We've been very cool ever since. So.
Yes, and it's funny to me that I can come off as scared.
Uh-oh.
Maybe it'll come in handy if I ever need to scare someone.
Well, it's not really scare. It's just that I felt like I offended you, and I didn't mean to, and I actually felt bad. It's like, oh god, I shouldn't talk to her. So, but yeah, I was really glad we worked it out very, very quickly, and I think that just in general sense, the reason why I brought that up is because in this community, which is another face of this community, big things can happen over very small bullshit things, and this is just an example of it. I handled it a certain way. I was just like, listen, I should just lay off. I don't want to make her mad. But in her mind, she probably forgot the next day. So
pretty much.
Because we were really having a lot of fun. Tucker, you remember, right?
We forgot that night. She went to sleep 10 minutes after we left.
Really?
On the way back.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
After she broke my Russian.
And I broke his Russian.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, Tucker had to drive you back.
We had a DD that night.
Oh, yeah.
I do agree with you, though, and it's one of those things that I think you saying, hey, or whatever, and finding the timing to talk to somebody that you thought was upset with you, and so laying off and then approaching that conversation later, I think is beneficial, and I think a lot of people should follow that advice. I'm a pretty upfront person. If I have a question about something, or if there's a misunderstanding that it's bothering me, then I usually will try to approach that person and let's talk it out and figure it out instead of just keeping on. Because if you would have assumed that the whole time, or I would have harbored, any ill feelings because of something I misunderstood, then we wouldn't be friends now. You know what I mean? So it's all worth talking about. I agree.
Yeah, and I think that it's just, and like I said, another reason why I brought us because just in general in this community, believe it or not, this is a very friendly community. I've been involved in other communities where people get mad for a lot less. And it turns into fist fights. I've actually been to conventions, and we're talking geeky convention, like BlizzardCon, where I saw full-blown fist fights going on because of misunderstandings online. Throwing blows. Thank God I've never seen that yet at a vape meet. And I hope I don't, but I don't know. I'm kind of hoping that people just realize, don't take it so serious. We're in this together. We're all doing this thing together. There's a lot of advocacy involved because there's a lot of people outside the community that, I don't know, the way I'm looking at it, they hate us. You know?
Well, the thing is, too, you don't have to like or get along with everybody, but you should still respect everyone.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
But yeah, just in a general sense, like, what do you feel maybe like what the next couple years, just the next couple years may hold for our community in the industry in terms of those powers that be that are fighting against us right now?
You know, there's so many things up in the air right now that we're not sure of.
Right.
I like this question and I hate this question at the same time.
I know. I mean, it's just a general question. I don't need you to get totally into it, but just up front, like.
In my opinion, I see a lot of businesses in the community that are striving to do things as clean and professional as possible, withstanding longer than people that are in it for just $1 and using it as just a way to make a quick buck. I feel like the community pulls together and roots for, we're the underdog. We're, striving to have a small business and to provide a product and a way out, an escape from tobacco products for people. And so, oddly enough, we're the underdog. And I think the ones that are active in the community and the areas that are trying their hardest and educating about it will withstand more than the people that are sitting back and keeping their mouth shut.
Right. No, I hear
that kind of thing.
No, it makes sense. I see exactly where you're coming from. But yeah, there are people that are specifically asking about your products, so we'll get back to it. I know you were telling me earlier today that you're making some changes or additions to your product line, and one person in particular, Papalgra, was asking, when is your line going to come out in 3 milligrams?
I'm so glad you asked. We are of course, we have to redo labels and stuff like that. So I'm in the process of getting labels and new. I mean, you can't just. People think that you can just do a 3 milligram and just put it out there, but in the process that we do it in our lab facilities, you have to get all new whatever. I'm not going to get into that, but it takes a little bit longer to be able to come out with something like that. So I'm going to say in the next 2 weeks, but don't hold me to it. But
there it is, Papal Girl. 2 weeks, possibly.
2 weeks. I'm pushing for that date, if not sooner. Hopefully, that is my goal. So, 3 milligram will be out for all three, 22, 47, and 84. So I know a lot of people are excited about that, and they've been waiting for it. So.
Okay, now as far as your premium line, obviously you got the 3 that are near and dear to your heart. You put a lot of your love into those. Now, obviously, vendors are always working on new flavors. Now, I'm not trying to like push you to talk about it, but if there's something that you feel comfortable talking about in terms of flavors you might be developing, can you talk about it today?
I'll go into it a little bit.
Okay.
So, I've got Baseline that's about to hit. I named it Baseline for the simple fact it's a baseline type e-liquid. It's great for everybody. It's a 60-40 blend. It'll work in your, Clearo tanks really well. It's great for beginners. It's great for, you can still drip it. I drip it. But it is that 60 PG. And they're clean, crisp, simple flavors. So you have your strawberry, your banana nut bread, your, whatever. So it's very streamlined. And
banana for the win. I'm sorry, I have to mention that.
Oh, yeah. Banana nut bread's really good.
You know me, Courtney. I love banana.
Yes. So Baseline will be hitting soon. And I've been in development on a 50-50 blend line. And that's about all I'm going to say about it. But I have been in the works.
But you're excited about it. That's the important thing, right?
So much so. I've got, the name of it pretty much picked out. I've got some profiles nailed down, but I go through a pretty long process of, I have a lot of friends, family, and then I've got like a control panel that tries them that's indifferent to me or my business. and not as closely connected. So they go through processes, and like tallies. Like they go through like this list, and then they give me answers to a bunch of questions. So
Right.
it helps me get feedback from what the consumers like. And so I'm kind of going back and forth on a few of those things. But I'm hoping to have that out. It'll probably be a few months, but it's in development.
Now here you go. Now, no, there are people who are asking what are the flavor profiles of like 22, 47, and I was just like, listen, I did a review. Here it is. It's in the link. Like I said, it's my perception of it. Now, I don't need to ask Courtney this because I noticed this is just a known thing. She will not tell you what's in it. It's for you to decide. It's from you for what you take away from it. Am I right?
It's true, and I give a brief description online, eVapesOK.com. I'll give a brief description so that you kind of know.
Mm-hmm.
But this is my way of thinking. I was talking to Tucker about this today because we were at a shop today and just trying some different flavors, and
Mm-hmm.
he's like, "Yeah, this really, this one is just not like I would never really buy something like this, but I'm glad I tried it because I really like it and I'm gonna vape it." And it's one of those things that's why they're numbered, because if you get that preconceived idea of what it is or what it's supposed to taste like, and you're like, I usually don't like that, then you're not even gonna give it a shot. And what if it's something that could be your all-day vape? And I think that's why going into tasting things, I usually don't even look at names anymore. I just start picking things up and trying them at stores, because I don't want to be told what I'm supposed to taste. So.
No, I hear you, and like I think this is a very good point that you brought up, because even as a vendor, like you believe in your products so much, because you wouldn't put them out unless you believed in them, obviously. But you're never in it. And I see this as, I'm not seeing this as a trend with a lot of vendors, but the ones that I've talked to, there are those like yourself who consistently go out and purposely try other flavors and purposely try other vendors because, you want to see what's out there,
Well, not only that, some people make some awesome stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I want to vape it. I want to buy it. I bought a bottle, which I will do a shout out.
Okay.
I bought a bottle of Shakedown e-liquid today, and Gaudy is the flavor, and I love it. And I've already gone through a 30 mil, and I went and bought some today because I really like it. Am I going to try to make that? No. Hell no. They've done a good job. They got the flavor profile really, really good. The consistency is really good for me. I just really like it, so I'm gonna go buy it.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it totally makes a lot of sense. And like, in the end, it's only gonna increase your palate, I would guess. Because one day you'd be like, hey, let's try so and so, and in the end, who benefits? We do. Because some people have the gift, some people don't. I delved in DIY a lot, especially between like the end of 2012 and beginning of last year. And then one day I was like, you know what? I'm just not going to do this because I'm my own worst critic. Like, I made one flavor. It took me, I don't know, 20 tries at it before I thought it was enough, like good enough for me to even let people taste it. Yet again, it was,
Yeah.
What are you going to do? It's a little bit.
It's a lot of trial and error. It is a
Right.
ton of trial and error, because the littlest thing can make the biggest difference. And in the long run, people are like, DIY is so less expensive, or I could just do it myself. And yes, some people can do it themselves, but what I've learned is it takes a lot of money investing into a lot of product to figure out that recipe. So it's like baking a cake and developing your own recipe for it. I mean, I'm not a good baker, but baking, you have to get things really exact and really the way it should be, or it's going to be flat, or it's going to be, burnt or never cooked in the, whatever. Like, everything has to be just right.
Honestly, now that you mention it, there's a couple people in the community that are bakers, and they're like the opposite reaction. Like they're awesome at baking, and they can't seem to completely figure out juicing. I don't know.
And I get baking.
I was thinking, I would think they would go hand in hand in a sense, you know.
I cook decently. I do. I cook decently. And I know flavors, and I know what blends well and what doesn't.
Right.
But it's just getting that perfect recipe down and being passionate about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're passionate about it and you love it, and you've got the facilities and the ingredients and everything that comes together with it, and you're able to do that, that's amazing. And I give props to a lot of vendors out there that are doing this and have been doing it longer than me, or just starting out doing it. So
right.
It's not an easy job, but it's fun and it's enjoyable. I will definitely say that.
Yeah, so anyway, here's a couple questions that I'm just feeling like some people are asking about upcoming meets to see if you're considering going to them. Like I know that Chris was talking about Oklahoma Vape Jam. I didn't even hear about this one.
Yes, this is one I just found out about a few weeks ago, which is odd because I'm in Oklahoma. But Vape Jam, I think, is a small event. They're having some bands come out, from my understanding, and they're having a few vendors. And to me, it might be like a small vape meet, or a larger vape meet, excuse me, with bands and food and all kinds of cool stuff like that. I will not be. I'm throwing a special somebody's birthday party that weekend, which is this Saturday. So I will not be able to attend that one.
Right, and then obviously there's a couple more that's coming up. Like you have the one in a couple weeks in Atlanta, which is Vapapalooza. Do you know if it's in your plans, if you be able to go to that one?
I'm 50-50 on Palooza and San Antonio.
Oh yeah, because you have the one that's closer right there, Vape Blast, right?
Yeah, Vape Blast is going to be the same weekend, and I have quite a few vendors that are going to that one that really want me there as well.
Right,
so
it's logistics-wise also because it's closer to you.
Yeah, it's a lot closer. So I haven't pinned down which one I'm going to, so I'm not sure about that one. I know the one, I'm trying to make it to the Winston-Salem event.
Oh, that's Vape Mania in Labor Day weekend.
Yes. Yep, Vape Mania. I would like to be at that one.
Right, and then the following week is the big one in SoCal, ECC.
Yes.
And I know, like, James BTR was throwing the link in there, and the reason why I let you throw that link in there is because I might possibly go to that one too. I got asked to be a minion at a table for that event, so, which is good because if I'm going to be working at an event, I don't have to walk around all day. You know, I just work at a booth all day and maybe go out and fetch them coffee. I was like, you want coffee? Okay, I'll go get coffee for you. You know, whatever.
But you get to talk to everybody, and it's so fun. I love working booths at events. Just the banter back and forth and talking to people, and do you have this? No, but I've got this, or I've got this for you. You know, it's just so much fun. I love it.
Yeah. Specifically, if I'm going to be working at an event, I'm either going to be working for Demented Mods, or possibly one of Erica's local vapes tables, or working just strictly for like Map and Lindsay's table. They're gonna have a whole like section off. Like Erica got like 5, like the size of 5 booths, and then obviously like Freddie and Map with Demented Mods, they're gonna have their booth, and then Map and Lindsay's gonna have the booth for like mofos and craniums and stuff like that. So.
Very cool. I did get a 10x20 booth for ECC, so.
Oh, so you're definitely going to be there. Okay.
Yes, I will be working that.
Well, if I'm there, then I guess I'll be coming around every once in a while and be like, "What are you doing? Are we doing Korean?" I don't know what it is. It's like a trend now. It's like if I go to a meet, I hope to see what Korean barbecue is nearby. I don't know.
Yes.
But this time, you can get Korean barbecue where they actually cook it for you. So you have to keep that in mind. You can get it that way also. You don't necessarily always have to cook it yourself.
There's some places here, locally, that do that, and I love it.
Yeah, but I know there are people who are like, why Korean barbecue? I was like, I don't know. It's like the vape meat food. I don't know. It's like Every
So
time I go
good.
to a meet, it's like, where's Korean barbecue? You know, I don't know.
It's good. It's delicious. It's like a meeting place because everybody's like around this big table, and there's room for everyone, and you're doing stuff together, and your food and drinks are flying. It's just the way
It's
it
just
should
a
be.
really fun time. It's like a really social event more than anything. Because
It
people
is.
can sit there and you can, like, even though there may be like 5 different conversations happening, you're like hopping around the table and being involved. So it's almost like you're going out together and you're having your own little micro meet. But you're eating. You know?
There's food with it.
Yeah. And
You can't beat
drink.
that.
Soju for the
And
win.
drink.
You know? But anyway, like I said, like, you know, I'm so jazzed that I finally got you to come out. Guys, I'm not kidding. This was like months in the making. I've been like asking Courtney to come on the show since like Bash. But like you've been just traveling this whole time. Literally, like, I'm surprised you're home. Like, I'm like, how are you home?
I am home and I'm excited. Like, I got home, I had to move. I moved back to my house in Cashin. I'm like, got all moved in. I'm
Right?
in there, and then I'm like, okay, when's the next meet? And trying to run the business and online sales and getting all that, which I've got a great team.
Yeah, well, that just reminds me, you must be extremely busy all the time. Like, just so people can get just a glimpse of what a vendor goes through every day. I mean, like, even when you're away, you're working. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's 24/7. You can't not do this 24/7. And certain people, it's funny timings because some businesses work more during the day and some businesses work at night. Well, I'm a wholesaler, so you know, you have to, with, like I said, thank God I've got a great team because you can get a hold of us day, night, morning, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, whatever. You know, we're 99% somebody will get back to you. But we, you know, you're always doing something, but it's because you want to make sure the customer's taken care of.
Right.
There's a lot of back end stuff that people don't realize, you know, from shipping to maintaining your website to getting coupon codes out to the smallest things like your phone line. One of my phone lines went out to the upstairs of the shop, you know, and it's like you got to get that fixed. And if I'm on the road, I still have to make those phone calls because they're like, oh, you don't own the business? Well, you can't make that change. So, you know, it's like maintaining and managing everything at once, but it's fun. And, you know, if it wasn't for helping people quit smoking, and if it wasn't for the passion that I have, I wouldn't do it. I really wouldn't.
Yeah, and you know what? That speaks volumes. It really does. I mean, like, I think that us as vapors, like, the 1% of us that gather, go to the meets, are really involved in the community, we can tell who's really into it for being a vapor first and a vendor second. You know, you could really, you know, just by walking to the shop, you would know within like a minute what kind of business, like what the aura of the business is. Like, I've seen it. I've gone to shops myself where I'm like, these guys don't know what the hell they're talking about. All their shit is decaying, and they're selling ego kits at $90 kits for something you can get for like, you know, $25-$30. You know?
Right.
But anyway, there's a couple questions I want to feel like it's been a general consensus. People want to know if you have a code set up for any sales right now, because there are people that might be interested in buying some of your stuff tonight. Like, especially like your premium, they want to know when the next sale is coming up and whatnot. Do you have any info on
I
that?
will. We're on Facebook, so I will let you know. I will be having some codes come up soon. So, like us on Facebook, eVapesOK, on Facebook, and that's usually where I put a lot of my coupon codes.
Right.
I'm involved in a few groups that I'll share the codes to, but I don't like to spam a lot of groups often,
Right.
you know, or anything like that, because I know it irritates me when I'm constantly seeing stuff like that in some groups. So, like the page, you'll see when coupon codes come up. I will be having quite a few in the next probably 2 to 3 weeks. So keep an eye on that. And I do a lot of, not to not give the online customer the deals, but I do a lot locally. for people that walk in. But when I do walk-ins, I also do phone call orders, and I offer that for that. So it might not be online, but you can call the shop, put your order in, we'll ship it to you, and you can get that deal. So sometimes if I say on Facebook, like in-store only, you can still call the store and get that deal. So keep that in mind as well.
Right. So like I said, like just keep that in mind, guys. That her shop's very accessible, even if it's after hours. I guess you can email them through your site if you have any specific questions,
Yes.
or if there's something that you want to order. If you don't see it there, when it would come out, and they're very. So I'm guessing that you're one of those vendors that you're very in tune. Like, let's say if you wake up to get a glass of water, you see like something that may catch your attention. You're probably one of those people that'll sit there for 5 minutes and write back and then go back to sleep.
Did I lose you?
Oh, did you lose me? No, I was just saying. No, but I was just saying that you're like one of those types of vendors that if you were to wake up in the middle of the night to get a glass of water, and you would see, like maybe what you would think is a pressing email, you'd probably take the time out to write them back for 5 minutes and then go back to sleep.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've done that often. Yeah, or on Facebook, I get Facebook messages or questions through Facebook, and I'm usually the one to answer them. Yeah, absolutely. Why wouldn't you?
Right. But anyway, before you go, okay, I usually do this thing with all my guests. I throw some quick answer questions at you.
Oh,
Basically,
no.
I take this quiz. I get this quiz. I got this quiz. Like, it's almost a blatant ripoff from the Inside the Actor Studio quiz from James Lipton. But it's 10 questions. Some of them I modified a little bit. But if you're ready, you don't have to think too hard about it, just whatever the first thing comes to your mind. Just realize I do have the parental advisory, so don't worry about it. Okay?
Okay, so I can't cuss or say anything inappropriate if that's
Right. Exactly. Okay.
Okay.
So anyway, first question would be, what is your favorite non-curse word?
Non-curse word?
Favorite non-curse word?
Like, darn it. That's a non-curse word.
There you go. Okay,
Like
awesome.
when you're expressing something? No, I'm confused. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's just your favorite, like for me it would be like joy, or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, probably wowzer. I say that a lot. Wowzer. Because it can mean so many different things. I love that word. So, wowzer would be mine.
That's first. I kind of like that one too, So what is your least favorite word on the flip side?
I can't say it because I don't like the word. The word I hate the most is...
Does it rhyme with hunt?
The N word is... No, I'll say cunt all day long. The N word.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're not the first person to say it. Yeah, I hear you. What turns you on?
Tiger, would you like to answer that question? Actually, what turns me on the most is confidence.
I hear that. Absolutely. Just remember, guys, you may not have to be the greatest looking person on earth, but if you just emanate confidence, you have no idea how much you can achieve.
Thank you. There's light.
I am the greatest looking person on earth.
And he's confident.
Yep, there it is. What turns you off?
The worst thing that turns me off, farting.
You know what? The worst kind, if there's a worst kind, and I hate this, and I'm sure a lot of people in the room can relate to this. When somebody, quote unquote, accidentally Dutch ovens you, I can't stand that. It pisses me off.
I don't think that's ever happened to me before. I am anti-farting out loud rudely. Like, I just don't like, no.
Well, no, what I'm talking about when I Dutch oven, like you're under the covers, you're sleeping, and you wake up to it. Wait, hold on. I'm listening. Uh-oh. You're cutting off. Hold on a second. What'd you say?
How does somebody accidentally Dutch oven you?
Well, no, because if you're both sleeping under the covers and he lets one rip in the middle of the night, I don't know. At least what's what they claimed. I don't know. It doesn't happen to me a lot, Mrs. Deli, But it has happened to me in the past, and it pissed me off. So, anyway, I'm moving away from this. Okay, let's just go to the next one. What sound do you love?
Sound?
What sound do you love?
My kids laughing.
Ah, excellent. And what sound do you hate?
Besides farting, no. Probably screeching tires.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know there's an accident coming.
Yeah, I know. You almost have to brace yourself, even if it's far away from you.
Yeah. I was in a wreck in Denver when we were in Denver.
Oh, when did you guys go? Did you guys go to the Mile High vaping convention?
We
vaping meet?
didn't, but we went to Utah and Denver on our way back from Vegas. So.
I love Denver. It's like my second home. Well, obviously, I'm a huge Broncos fan, but...
Right. And remember when you had mentioned when we were in Denver, you were telling me some places to go.
Oh, yeah, because I used to live there.
Yes,
my brother is still there. So I try to visit every year, So...
I do like how she said that she got rear-ended in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
The guy hit her because she was asleep when that...
What?
She was very asleep.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
Anyway, next question.
Okay. Next question would be, all right, I got to throw in a vaping-related question. 1 juice, 1 PV, 1 dripper. What is it? What would you like?
I'm using now. Number 47 by eVapesOK. The Copper by Scott Carson.
Right.
Patriot would be my Addy.
Nice. Okay. Back to the regular questions. Okay. What is your favorite curse word?
Fuck.
With distinction. What is your what profession other than yours would you like to attempt?
If I could do anything.
Yeah, anything.
Do anything I wanted besides what I'm doing now.
Right.
It would probably be something like fashion design.
Ah, I could see that. I mean, you're already creative when it comes to juices. I mean, why not extend it? I hear you. Now, what profession would you not like to do?
Stripper.
There's a lot of sad faces in the room now. Okay, here's the last one. Okay, regardless of your religious affiliation, okay, regardless of it, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say to you when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Well done.
Nice. Guys, give Courtney a hand, everybody.
Thank you.
Oh my God. Guys, just remember her website's eVapesOK.com, her Facebook page, Facebook.com, eVapesOK, and her Twitter, which, by the way, you don't use that much.
I don't. I hate Twitter.
You should. It's
on Instagram.
So many vapors use it.
I'll try to learn, but yes, and Instagram too, guys.
Oh, she has Instagram. So Instagram.com/eVapesOK.
You got it.
Oh, there's Instagram also. I did not know it, which is good. I don't know if I'm following you or not. I'll check that later on tonight. So, but yeah, guys, give Courtney a hand, and of course, like the cameo by Tucker. So, I'm really hoping to see you later. So hey, I forgot to tell you one last thing. They did announce the dates for VaporCon East yesterday, October 24th and 25th. And it's going to be back in Richmond. I don't know if it's going to be at the Clarion or not. They didn't give the hotel info yet, but they've done this the past 2 years. Lou would announce it early in the week and then give the hotel information Saturday afternoon when he thinks nobody's paying attention. He's done this 2 years in a row, guys. So I'm just letting you know.
Pay attention.
Yep, definitely pay attention to the VaporCon page. But anyway, if I don't see you beforehand, hopefully I'll see you at ECC. And
yes.
I miss you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much. Don't forget, Courtney will be back on tomorrow night, right? With Serious Trouble with Rhino and Chelsea. Friday night.